Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is a Data Anomaly Hunter's Scar. Season 3, Episode 9, Winds of Change. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as itch.io. So go take a look at it and let us know what you think. For now, we're going to go ahead and get started with introductions, beginning with Lightpaw.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Lightpaw. I am full of soup tonight. I made it myself. I am very happy. Off to Arcus.
Hi, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Arcus and Fulgur, the brothers who are trapped in... Well, Fulgur, who is trapped in Arcus's body. They are an electric, basic type. Onto the Asher.
I am Razim, and I am playing as Asher, the astral light type Labramon, god of death, lord of evil, master of all undeath, all of that stuff. Off to the minion.
Hello, y'all. I am IDDoThings, or Ido if you prefer, and I'll be playing Haboku, the Digimon, an necrotic fire type, undead minion of Asher, and slowly trying to piece himself back together. On to the Jace.
Hello, I'm Drunk Joining Air, and I'm going to be playing Jace, the Black Growlmon X, Father of Asher, Shadow, Mythic type, and go Riv.
Hello, I'm Taldeus, and I'll be playing Riv, the Mythic Water type Vorvamon. He is very busy. Very busy right now.
Care to tell us what you're busy with, Riv?
That'll be during recap if I have to do it.
Okay, carry on with the recap. Go for it.
All right, so we finished up the fight with Mr. Data Vampire Mans, with, mostly doing it ourselves. Totally had nothing to do with what equates to the angry sun descending upon them. Also known as Kino Guardian of the City. Minor contribution that. Did not have a big role in it at all. No sirree.
Damn Deus Ex Machina bullshit.
It's fine. We probably would have won anyway. Probably. But also, what do you expect picking a fight in the middle of the city while he is in an awful mood due to the fact that, his second in command was, one of this guy's victims. Anyway, we successfully managed to convince Kino to not just commence summary execution. Instead, sort of winning him over with the sort of facts about, at least put him through a trial, and we don't want all of the data to just disperse if you kill him right here. We want to make sure that we can get everyone's data back to the proper people, and yes, that includes Kiga. Things like that. Barely managed to calm him down from summary execution to keep distracting me, otherwise summary execution happens. So we ended up taking the vampire data boyo back to the headquarters, where we had strapped him down and started our investigations into the data, who it belongs to, how he was doing it, all of that sort of stuff. Taking a bit of a break after an hour because Kino really wanted to have a meeting in order to basically get told what's going on, what the plans are, all of that sort of stuff. Where he was very upset about the situation in general, but we managed to keep him calm and from, commencing summary execution. And there was a bit of a discussion where there was the two options of either putting everyone's correct data back into them as fast as possible once we verified that, yes, that was their correct data in order to speed up their recovery process, or asking them if they wouldn't mind holding off on getting the data. They would get their data back eventually, and very quickly and naturally at this point, as the data was starting to seep out of the vampire. And they ended up agreeing because it would allow us to double check what he was doing, how he was doing it, and potentially protect against it better in the future. In case, he wasn't the only person who could do this particular thing. This resulted in both Asher and Riv being very busy getting as much data and sifting through as much of the guy's data as possible, trying to make notes on what was going on, overall compositions, how his glitch was interacting with the data, what his glitch even was. Because Kino really wanted to know what his glitch actually was. And it turns out that this guy wasn't even using his glitch to its fullest potential. So, lucky us, I guess. It could have been a lot worse. There were meal orders sent down, which included way too much food because one of the people in the infirmary happens to be one of the cooking staff who happened to know that there was a bunch of food and did the equivalency of a workplace prank by making sure that all of them had put in individually enough food to feed basically the entire room. And, well, there's a lot of food there now. So Arcus and Haboku were mostly busy with that, while Jace was doing his best to keep Kino from, again, just losing all of his shit.
At this point, the amount of discounts I probably have in Persuasion. Just saying.
On top of that, when Arcus was done getting the food situation, at least settled and making sure that everyone could, handle it on their own with the kitchen staff and the and Asher's minions, Riv had started asking him to go and look for a particular person, being the Babamon magic teacher at the college university place. Left halfway through, managed to find her anyway. Because Riv wanted to make sure that this guy who was teleporting in the middle of the fight won't wake up and then proceed to teleport all over the place evangelionly. Once he wakes up in order to get out of his bombs and continue stealing data from people.
Yeah, Arcus thought he had enough information.
Luckily, did manage to find the correct person, who then proceeded to show up, make sure that his ass ain't teleporting anywhere for the next while, and then basically gave us the correct page for where in that instruction book that particular spell happened to be.
And Arcus wrote notes.
Yes.
She also cryptic all over you guys before leaving.
Yeah, talking about the corruption and all that, and then started eating some food because there was way too much food around.
Yeah.
And then when people acted very confused, Riv just basically tried to go, no, she just does that. It'll be helpful, I think. And that is pretty much everything. The vampire guy got the glitch between a month and a year ago. We found that out. Narrowing it down any further was really hard, though, due to the nature of glitch data. But within that range, and within the average of that range, it kind of lands at like right at the beginning of the glitch outbreak, like the greater one. So it might have been during that. We're not too sure. Hard to tell, hard to verify.
Like spooky. This glitch data. And I believe you guys were rolling to try to determine the nature of the glitch emergency.
We definitely were about to roll something related to the glitch. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
most of us
have
have
no
since
idea
then.
either. This is why I generally go watch the last 5 minutes of each session.
I was busy napping.
And I was making soup.
Well, I mean as storyteller.
Oh, yeah, fair. I do the same thing whenever it's one of my sessions. I'm like, all right, where the fuck did I end off at?
You guys
And then
were
half the time forget.
you guys were intending to dig into the glitch data to
Damn,
figure out
even the
what's
universe
going
wants
on.
to silence what we were about to do.
Because you had isolated the glitch as part of the medicine roll to get everybody else's data sorted.
Ah, yeah.
So, who wants to lead on this investigation into the inner workings of the Drachmon glitch?
I'm fine with doing it. I'm fine also just having Riv assist with like 5 appraisal. Either is honestly fine. Do you got any preference there, Zim?
Sorry, I stepped away for one moment. One sec. Let's see. What do I actually have for that? I guess I don't need that open, actually.
I mean, if we're assisting each other, because I think we're able to use from what we were rolling last time, it's a mix of appraisal and investigation is allowed.
I have 2 investigation and no appraisal. So you should probably lead. I can assist with 3 teamwork, though.
Oh, okay, cool. In that case, I'll probably just go ahead and have Mir assist with the appraise part. Might as well. He is a competent little Digimon, technically. All right. Cool. So use mind with this. Probably logic to begin with, and then praise. You said it was 3 teamwork.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Any difficulty modifiers here? Or modifiers in general?
Let's not for this first roll of the evening.
All right. Cool.
Lightball, that goes into the same territory as the Take Me tip goal, not on stream.
That's a pretty decent first roll. Also, who'd have thought the only thing that Riv would be more goated with in terms of raw dice numbers would be if it was an academics check instead.
Okay. You are able to catch some bits and bobs of the way this glitch is interacting with things. You obviously know that it is very much taking from other Digimon, and it seems to be able to process their data into raw power somehow.
So, like, converting other people's data into raw energy.
A generous bestowal.
Gimund _ tipped $10. T1 take me.
Thank you for that tip, Gimund. That is the first tier of the tip goal completed.
All right, I
mean,
know
if you
you
insist,
Taken
Gimund.
on.
That moment when everybody has the same joke on ready.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically it converts data into energy somehow.
It seems to want to try, but you aren't actually sure if this guy knew how to do it.
So capability, but might have been in the list of things of he was technically capable of it, but didn't seem to know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, this was a case of read the glitch manual, idiot. And he did not read the glitch manual.
So basically he was using stockpile all like over and over and over again, but didn't have the follow-up.
IDDoThings tipped $10. Today is another day to find you Razimalovs.
Thank you for that tip, Ido. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, if he was definitely drinking deep of the essence of life from these other Digimon, but he wasn't doing anything with it. Anything more than any other Digimon would get from eating any other food. Mind you, it was pretty pure data, so that was a bit of a boost, but you're pretty sure that this glitch had the capability of taking that data and making it his, and he just never figured that out.
Does it look like it was just wiping the information out of it for part of its thing, or was it like full on like data destruction type?
It would be difficult for you to determine that without seeing it activate, and that is probably not a good idea.
I was about to say it's not a good idea, but you know, it was more like gotta ask.
One of my roommates found a funny joke.
Nice.
In any case, the only problem with eating a lot of soup is that when my body actually gets the hydration it wants, my allergies run crazy. Either way, you're pretty sure this guy just wasn't using it to its fullest extent. It was probably capable of a lot more than he was doing. You're not even sure you've got all of the functions of this particular glitch down, but you do at least see how it could be severed from him if you really, really wanted to. Though whether he is able to recover from that process is another question.
Survive and recover are two different things. What are the survivability rates?
That depends. What gods do you worship?
Well, I mean, for Asher, I'm pretty sure that's a bit of a cyclical question.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit cyclical right there.
I mean, so Asher can put his thumb on the scale if Asher wants to put his thumb on the scale, but that's just going to take the survival rate down to 0. I don't know if Asher's taking a Hippocratic oath or not, but
Have you seen how much judgment he's laid on people?
I was about to say, I don't think any healer in this channel has taken the Hippocratic Oath in a long time.
so this is more, I'm a healer, but classification. Got it.
Pharmacist, what's the difference?
Well, welcome to the Harvesty.
But the main reason that I want to know the survivability rates of that is because Kino's gonna want to know.
In deference to the little god of death in the room, everyone dies eventually. It certainly won't help his long-term prospects to rip this out of him, but
it's unlikely to result in instant death. Is what you're saying.
Actually, give me an insight check.
Insight? Sure. Asher should probably lead that, though. Riv does not have the best insight. Please take 1 insight from Riv.
Your insight will make a fine addition to my collection.
You can get 3 teamwork from Mir, though. He is a helpful little slime.
So this. Aye, wrong dice.
Wiggle. I think I'm fine with it using the wrong dice, considering all the 10s and 8s and 7s I see. I think those dice earned their spot on the screen.
Yes, they did. But where's the additional 4?
What do you mean?
What
Oh, I guess it did something weird then.
Oh, did the dice just not roll on your screen?
They
No,
rolled,
Roll
That's what
tens.
roll.
froze, and then 4 more dice of the appropriate color rolled.
Ah.
Yeah, because I switched the profile.
Oh, it must have been like right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
On the plus side, assist dice came in champ there. Holy shit.
Got
In
it.
terms of the survivability of this, if you just yank it out and metaphorically cauterize the spot that the glitch was occupying, you're pretty sure this guy's got probably about a 60% chance of not dying instantly. If you wait a couple of weeks for him to recover a little bit, or if you wait a week or so for him to recover a little bit, the odds are going to go up.
All right. I mean, end of the day, we're totally not letting this guy fucking have this data. And whether we're going to get rid of him by summary execution or by ripping it out of him, at least we know what the options are.
You're also pretty sure that you can just move the data back to the people to whom it belongs on your own. But if this glitch is somehow neutralized, it'll go back by itself pretty quickly. It does seem to be acting like a bit of a magnet for the stolen data.
Yeah. I mean, we've been able to manually solve this since the moment we got our hands on him and he was incapacitated. This is more about figuring out a better way systematically to deal with this, except for having the rare people who can rip data out of people and aren't evil assholes around to fix it.
Which I think that list is limited to the two of you.
There's probably some more out there somewhere. For available on tap here, though, it's definitely limited to those two.
Excuse me.
So-
Asher is very evil.
That's why I said an and. It's a two-parter. But, yeah, at least this gives us a whole lot to go to Kino over. Zim, do you want Asher to take a look at anything else,
While you're under the
in
hood.
particular, while we're here?
Nothing comes to mind.
All right. In that case, the only thing that Riv would be taking special interest in now is not something that I expect to need to do anything with. This is more of for narrative stuff, which is just him taking a look at how the data is flowing back into people as it is naturally going back towards them, paying attention to the data links and all that. This isn't for anything in particular. It's just more he wants to
It's
see
not
it.
like a steady stream of the data going back. It's just, a drip here, a dribble there.
So it's wisps of data whisking off of the vampire and then finding its way back to the correct person.
Yeah, and it does seem to go more or less directly to the correct person. If I had to put this into a metaphor, it's like the data is secured to its owner by a rubber band, and whatever was holding it to the Drachmon is just severing one little bit at a time at irregular intervals. So the data is snapping back fairly sharpish, but it's not really predictable how frequently the data snaps back, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like I said, he's not looking for anything in particular with this. This is just more out of his own personal interest with people's data returning to them. Like, from it being stolen like this, and it starting to return naturally.
Yeah, this isn't going to be, this isn't, and this is how it's always going to be a thing, but it's working that way in this case at least.
Yep. Honestly, he mostly just wants to look at it to try and figure out how the fuck to give back data himself eventually, maybe. This is more just like anytime this sort of thing happens, he just wants to look at it and see what's going on.
There isn't going to be like any sort of mechanical thing that he's going to try and do here. It's just out of curiosity.
Fair enough.
In that case, I guess Riv will start compiling report for Kino. And then probably helping out Asher while he's around, because, Riv isn't as good with medicine as Asher is, but he is competent, which is more than how Asher probably feels about a lot of the other the supposed medics in here right now.
Those other supposed medics have, perhaps wisely, decided that anytime Asher looks as focused as he does right now is a good time for a break.
Very wise of them. At least they have that going for them.
Yep. So, while he's just gonna help around Asher, him and Mir will provide a total of 6 dice to any sort of medical stuff that Asher feels like doing.
It could potentially be 7 if there was first aid, but I don't think first aid counts for any of this.
Yeah, first
Seems
aid was
unlikely.
First aid was several hours to several days ago for some of these for the patients in here.
Yeah. Which is why I said it's just going to be 6. But hey, that's still 6 dice in case Asher has to roll any medical checks.
And does anyone want to do anything else before Riv's report is compiled and ready to be delivered to Kino?
I got nothing in mind.
Nothing in particular. Might be hanging around just to help keep an eye on the captive.
My thing would probably be in like the evening, so probably after this, or
I'm
probably
stuck
a different
dealing with
day.
Kino.
Probably a different day then.
Look, I'm stuck dealing with Kino until the reports are handled and I get to basically be like, okay, go past judgment now.
Yeah. To say Kino found the training room is a little bit of a misrepresentation. He knew where it was, but this is possibly the first time anybody in the training room has seen him there. And not for nothing, because there were a lot more training dummies when you started watching him in the training room than there are now.
I'm going to have to get this man on a leash.
he's capable of quite scary things when he wants to be. Where's the... Giggles. Let's see what he does to the next one he has hit.
Sure, you wanted to blow your good rolls there?
He's doing absolutely nothing that training dummy appreciates, that's for sure.
Do we have to fist fight? Is that what just needs to happen for him to calm down? Does he just need somebody that can fight back a little bit?
I don't know how well that would go for you, to be honest. He does at least seem to not be swinging those claws at anyone sapient. And eventually he does just kind of take a break and squat beside the bench. With his paws on his knees, just staring in the direction of the infirmary.
Do you feel better yet? Should we go back to your office and do work?
He snorts.
Would you rather me continue doing your work for you?
He grumbles and sighs and stands up, dusting his hands off.
All right, let's
Fine.
go. Anyways, do you really want Kiga pissed at you when she realizes you did absolutely nothing while she was out?
I did stuff.
I stared at him. With that, you did stuff. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You did stuff.
Throw you dead.
I'm not going to say it, but I'm definitely going to think if by doing stuff you meant I did stuff and you got angry. Sure.
I think he's going by the technicality of he did technically do things.
His inbox is as full as you left it the last time you looked at it.
I mean, that's just the natural state of an inbox. I don't see
Yeah.
a problem here.
Well, it's not, but it's not with any new things, is more the point he's trying to make.
I didn't say that. I said it's exactly as full as like There's also exactly as much paperwork as you would expect to be on the desk of the acting head and acting deputy of the of a super secret paramilitary organization.
You know what the wonderful
they're
thing about
secret?
setting up? We're not.
There was an effort made at clandestine.
Yeah. The wonderful thing about setting up a structure in a paramilitary organization with leadership is the ability to delegate a bunch of this stuff off.
Although the person to whom the primary delegation would be done is currently in the infirmary.
Hi, I'm sitting right here. I guess that's what I'm doing. And teaching Kino how to delegate.
There's a lot of just random reports. If you care to dig through any of them, most of them seem to be from agents and operatives in the, not necessarily just in Kinzo itself, but in the region and environs around Kinzo. Although there are a couple of missives from further afield.
Everything's going to get sent to the right person for it to be processed properly, and any of the missives from outside that seem important will be glanced at to see if they're actually important before getting sent off to the right people to be handled. Sure. Wow, it's like I work in a corporate environment and actually have to do this stuff a lot. Somebody please shoot me.
In terms of the inbox, or the state of the inbox, there are two in particular that you feel like one or the other is something that your group is probably going to want to deal with.
Neat. I send them both to me, and then I send them out to the team for them to review at their leisure. When they're not busy, currently dissecting a man in a infirmary.
Hey, it's
And
more
you
like an
cannot...
MRI than a vivisection. It's fine.
I don't believe you.
So was that
Asher's thing
permission
is
for
more like a
Asher?
vivisection.
Was that permission for Asher to pull out the scalpel?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what Asher can and can't do. As long as Asher's willing to accept whatever comes.
No, I feel like I'm not doing anything else other than dealing with Kino.
If not for the fact that Digimon just disappear, one of the things that I feel Asher would enjoy would be performing autopsies.
He'd be the kind to like make comments and ask the person on the table like what they were thinking.
Half a sandwich. The same sandwich.
What was that noise?
Violent consumption.
Sure, we'll call it that.
Also a Futurama reference. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, then who wants to be present when Kino gets the news about what's going on with this guy?
What happens if I say no?
I don't know that I would blame you for wanting to send that email and get far, far away from Kino.
When even Riv doesn't show up to a meeting that's all about explaining something. I mean, he's definitely going, but that would be a real sign of everyone just fucking dipping, probably. If even
Haboku will
Riv
be
doesn't
present.
show up.
Now I'm just saying Haboku will be present.
Have this
He might not
mental
fully
image now
understand
in
what's said, but he'll be there.
have this mental image now of Kino sitting in front of a laptop with a bulletproof booth around him, like on MythBusters. Everybody else on the other side of it while the email gets sent. Anyway. So I've got 3 there. Asher, Fulgur, you want in on this?
Sure.
Yeah, Fulgur will not be attending.
Okay, Riv, how do you summarize the salient points of your observations to Kino? Assuming he has a copy of the report to read at the same time.
Yeah, so he would definitely make sure to give what equates to a brief / TLDR for Kino, with all of the more in-depth things in the back in case he cares to look at it. Riv doubts that he will care to look at it, but there's a chance. As for what he actually covers, it is going to primarily be the things that we were actually able to determine as well as estimate. So things like about how long ago this glitch was obtained, the mechanics of the glitch, which functions were... we were able to determine that this guy was using, which ones weren't being used that were primarily concerning, as well as things about how it is possible to separate him from this glitch. However, currently speaking, any operation that we do in order to do that at this very moment would have slightly better than 50-50 odds of him surviving the procedure. And if we give him time to recover, it would increase his survivability a lot. However, his ability to recover from a procedure such as that is up in the air. And for extra good news now that he has been incapacitated, there is a steady stream of the stolen data not a steady stream, like a steady rate of the data returning to the people that he had stolen it from, automatically going back to the correct individual. It's not constant, but it will happen at reasonably steady rates with small amounts. Which means that even if we do nothing and just continue to observe him being incapacitated is speeding up the recovery of all of the victims.
Taps his claws on the desk. And if he is no longer there to maintain this effect, what happens to the data then?
Well, considering that he is the one that is... The data is a lot more loose now that he's been incapacitated. And his ability to control it and keep it attached to himself is greatly weakened, causing a lot of the data to be looser and the attraction to be far less, which is why sometimes the data is able to basically escape his influence and return automatically back to the correct individual. We don't know currently how exactly it will react to the controller / host being permanently incapacitated or killed. In all likelihood, it would result in all of the data going back to the correct individuals. Whether or not this would be healthy for them is a different matter, considering we don't know if, depending on how long the healing process has gone on, if there would be any sort of negative reaction to getting back what equates to more data than they had technically lost that belonged to them. Very likely it wouldn't cause issues, but due to our very low sample size, it is extremely hard to give a definite on that. But the highest likelihood is that it would return to the correct individual. To note, we could also go and return all of the data to the correct individuals right now. However, they did volunteer to have the data away from them for a little bit longer on request in order for us to be able to properly observe the individual's interactions and the glitch's interactions with the stolen data. To be clear, it will all return naturally anyways, even if we do nothing right now, so long as we keep them incapacitated.
Mm-hmm. How long would it take you to figure out the rest of what you think you can figure out?
There is always going to be a certain amount of instability with trying to research glitches, especially ones that we haven't really encountered any that are the exact same before, and the individual was not properly fully utilizing the glitch. Which means that it might actually have capacity for effectively becoming stronger or evolving certain aspects of itself if it was properly utilized.
So,
That sounds like something we need to avoid.
yes, using a glitch, it's almost never going to be entirely stable on what it does or how it will react, especially person to person, even if it's the same or a very similar glitch, just due to the very nature of the data instability. Which also means that any sort of direct research into a particular glitch is a rather extended affair. As I'm sure you could ask any of the researchers here and their frustrations with trying to concretely figure out what a glitch does, rather than just observing the effects. Being able to explain why and how is very difficult. However, if it does make you feel better, it is still an option to, for instance, give him some time to recover. He is not going to wake up for a good little while, thanks to some help that we managed to enlist. He will not be able to teleport away, won't wake up, none of that. We can wait out some of his recovery period before attempting to extract the glitch from him, making sure that he does not have access to it for any sort of trial or anything that you want to put him through, and hopefully leaving us the glitch in a stable form, sealed away, so that way we can continue any sort of investigations into it without running the risk of someone actually using it. Because if someone actually manages to utilize the potential of this glitch, it would be almost nightmarish to deal with them. as they would just start stealing everyone's data and then proceed to convert that data into power and energy. Which, in a populated area, I'm sure you can imagine why that'd be bad.
Given this information, I am not particularly concerned about the survival of this Drachmon. I would prefer it if his glitch were isolated as quickly as possible. If he dies, I won't lose sleep.
I do want to point out that if he does survive the procedure and we do keep him locked up, we could attempt to get more information out of him. We can't exactly interrogate him right now, considering that he's unconscious and effectively just being forced into staying unconscious, so that way he's not a risk. If you do still want us to try and extract it as fast as possible, obviously you're in charge, but I do just want to point that out.
He takes a deep breath and lets it out slowly. In my present mood, I am inclined to feel that the opportunity to interrogate him would be a bonus, not a requirement. It is more critical that he is not able to injure my people any further.
In that case, would it still be acceptable to not do it immediately and instead make sure that we perform the procedure before he will recover even potentially from unconsciousness? Because even just a few days to a week would increase his survivability odds for that bonus without running the risk of him waking up and causing more havoc.
Fine. Provided he doesn't have access to that glitch when he's awake.
He most certainly will not.
Have you found out how he was able to get close to his victims?
That would require actually asking him how he managed to do so, considering that it is entirely possible that he was just using actual trained natural stealth capabilities.
And other simple capabilities that are already present in this world.
I see.
Actually, didn't one of the, wasn't it that one of the victims had, like, no struggle signs, like they knew the person?
Yeah. Or were just, like, straight up immediately, like, affected with it without being able to, like, have a chance to put up a fight.
Fair on that one. I guess I won't bring it up.
Yeah.
I mean, if any of you has the hint feat or wants to roll an insight check.
Has the what feat?
Hint.
Oh, okay.
Who is DMing? Art spam bots. Hooray.
Neat. In any case, I'm fine trying to help with an insight. I only have one insight, though, so...
I don't know how it would help here, but he does have 3 insight.
I will also remind that there was traces of magic at certain scenes.
Yeah. a lot of this is more just saying that we can't be sure about what he was doing in particular without having seen him do it and without him being awake.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, the guy could teleport. For all we know, he was literally just hiding and then did a stealthy teleport behind them to instantly attack them with, like, a held action or so. You know, it's like... There's plenty of ways this guy could have done this shit.
Alright, so who's assisting me?
Free insight from Haboku.
Alright.
I can have mirror assist with teamwork for 3.
Sure. $15.
When you fought him, this guy was relying pretty heavily on charms and hypnotizing. It is not improbable that he was using similar tactics on the victims that were confirmed victims. Confusing them into believing that he was an ally until it was too late for them to resist. Either way, Kino does seem to be willing to allow the Drachmon to live, provided you guys are able to extract the glitch before he wakes up. And you're pretty sure it's going to take at least a couple days before he wakes up.
Yeah, well, there was that, and then the Babamon came by and cast a spell on him, and then went, alright, he isn't waking up for, like, 2 weeks.
I think that was more the restraints.
No, it was the restraints, and then she also said that they won't regain consciousness for a while.
Either way, certainly you can certainly spare a couple of days, you're pretty sure. There's nothing else really going on in the next couple of days unless Fulgur and Jace want to do their thing.
Yeah. Fulgur definitely wants to do that.
That Asher and Riv could scan him again. And since to properly unpack all the data he had. Specifically his dog tags. But Fulgur and Jace can do their thing first.
I mean, if You want? We can go do open mic night. That's fine, Fulgur.
So, where is it gonna be at?
There's like a lot of bars here. We just kind of go to one.
Okay.
Is there a particular type of place you would want to go to?
I guess ones that wouldn't mind the light show during your performance.
I'm pretty sure nobody cares as long as you don't start a fire. You're not gonna start a fire, right?
He shakes his head.
Then
There's
anywhere's
at least
probably
one bar in this town where starting a fire is a legal requirement for performing there.
Well, we're not going there then. -1 bar. Where's that pick?
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
And Fulgur climbs into Jace's hair.
Right. Let me swing by the apartment. I'll grab the guitars.
Okay.
Sure, we can go somewhere and Fulgur can practice his magics and do a light show.
There's actually a pretty decent half shell outdoor amphitheater that you're pretty sure is open. It's mostly bring your own equipment, but you have the equipment for this, so
Yeah, I do. I'm kidding. We're not going to make that joke right now. All right, did you want me to roll or actually play something?
dealer's choice.
Play something. Play something.
That's kind of what I figured would happen the moment anything happened.
Or maybe roll, and then you have to play based on the roll.
How many bonus dice am I getting from that one?
Okay, so just roll your score, roll your pool, and then play how well you think you did, and then I'll adjust the difficulty based on how. No, just
I see we're going very reasonable today.
There you go. I can play it a 7.
And let's see how the light show goes. These are using the words affinity word astral on glamour. And then glamour is one of the words. Short range, so he can do it from a little bit of a distance. Actually, I should roll a subterfuge first to try and make sure he isn't really noticed. He doesn't want to be noticed during this. 7. Right.
Okay.
Well, spell.
Are you going to accept that role?
No, he isn't.
I mean, I was going to point out, Gimund, nobody notices the effects crew.
True, but this is Folger's anxiety.
Nope.
There we go.
Six, 7, and performance.
Well, this is just the subterfuge for him hiding. And now for the spell. Dice, why?
Afraid all the good rolls got eaten up early.
I'm gonna try stole. I'm gonna see what happens with bodying. Let's see what happens if I use 2 body, and then we'll go from there.
There you go.
Okay, so 6 for the current total. This is not a lock-in. Yeah, I want a bigger than 9s.
Is the volume okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Plus 8 to accommodate 2 extras from 9s. Alright, 9 inst logic sagacity.
Okay, noted.
So yeah, during the Jace's performance, there's a snowball, an eye at first, and then there's a spear, and a Asher, and then stars sort of
Carry on.
and it's sort of what his motes form into, as they look like constellations that are sort of dancing around. Perhaps also going into different shapes and colors. And then there's also a riv. In everything. Just sort of like looking up at the stars.
Cat, you're not getting up in my lap right now. I've got a guitar here. That's not going to... Okay, bye. Was that everything?
Yeah, and they're sort of adjusting positions as Jace plays.
All right. I know specifically Zim has heard this, so. What'd I name this, by the way, Zim? Do you remember?
Which one?
The recent one.
I have no idea.
It's cold and dark where I lie, and there's glitch everywhere. Body aches in almost every space, and it's silent. How could you do this to us? What did we do to you? Couldn't fight back against fate and light. Why did you let me survive? Was I just simply not worth your time? Everyone else is dead and gone now. Stole my arm, left me to die alone. Town is empty and gone, not all so left in it. Here I sit alone, what is left of mine? Never seen this town so empty before. Now came in like a storm, nothing remains. Why did you let me survive? Was I just simply not worth your time? Everyone else is dead and gone now. Stole my arm, left me to die alone. It's so dark here, what do I do? It's so empty, what do I do? Where do I go now? You left me broken, nothing left. Now I wanted to leave. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, there you go. Hopefully I didn't wake up Cass.
Okay.
The lights then sort of come down around Jace, and then sort of go on top of his head before waving one last goodbye in each of their own ways before dissipating as well.
I think that was a 7. That was a good 7. I can't imagine how Discord ate the shit out of that, though.
Actually, it sounded really good.
That was pretty
Yeah,
decent.
it did.
Yeah, it was great.
However, Asher
That
is going to
impressed me.
need to have get a lawyer. There's somebody that's stolen his appearance and such, taken his likeness.
You're a god. You're a public domain now.
Oh no!
Oh God, you're right.
Oh,
Me,
God.
you're right.
You, Jace, you do after the show discover among your possessions that apparently somebody found a bucket, and in that bucket is 37 bits and a card with an address on it and a lipstick smudge on the back.
Wince for several moments. Gotta ask the boyfriend first. All right, back to normal. Never liked that voice, but it's good for singing.
Once the crowd has sort of dispersed, Volker's gonna come out of his hiding spot and approach Jace. So, that was amazing.
Appreciate it. I wasn't always that good. I once sounded very, 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 very terrible. Thankfully enough, long before Asher was around, so he never heard it. He can't complain.
Well, I think it was good. I hope the light show didn't affect your side of things too much.
Nah. People seem to like it. Somebody gave a phone number.
Phone number? What's a phone number?
Well, an address, I should say.
Calling card.
Calling card. Look, when you browse through a lot of data that you're not supposed to have access to, eventually you find weird terms and it gets complicated. But yeah, apparently there's an address.
Where is... Volker would probably have no idea where the address would even lead to, but what does the address say?
Is it just an address or is there a name?
It is just an address and the mark on the back. The mark on the back is, by the way, obscuring a map that probably would have told you exactly where to find this address, but the smooch mark is kind of hiding it. To be 100% sure, you're not exactly sure where they found lipstick. You haven't seen any for sale.
I haven't gone looking for lipstick in this city, so for all I know, it is actually here.
But yes, it is just an address.
Why are you thinking of going and figuring out who this is?
I was just more curious.
As I said, have to talk to the boyfriend first before showing up at a random address for this. Sticks it in a pocket.
Boyfriend? As
Yeah.
Volker tilts his head.
We've had this conversation, haven't we?
Walker's gonna tilt his head again.
You do know what a boyfriend is, right?
Uh,
Jace, I feel you're gonna have to have this conversation twice now.
Do I just have to gather you all up in a room and have the birds and the beads conversation? Holy goodness. I'm just
don't
gonna
need
start
that.
recording these conversations so that way you guys can just watch it later.
I don't need that conversation, but Arcus might.
Whenever
We already
Renamon
had
and
that
Shoutmon-
conversation. The Beamon and the Birdemon.
I mean, I said, you see, when a Renamon and a Shoutmon,
Shoutmon wishes? They know we were going to Fantasyland for this one. But we gotta be careful. Renamon's apparently not cute. And of course, Gimund has it on file.
Yep.
wow. We have gotten over 1,000 quotes in a little over a year.
Yes, and a
I'm
shocking
surprised.
of them came from wild traditions and Ren existing.
And
Yeah, I gotta even it out.
Rex.
The himbos appeared.
Should we head back?
As might as well. Let me guess, you're gonna ride in my hair.
Fulgur was already looking towards the hair. Yeah.
All right. Picks you up, puts you on his head. Go drop off the guitars. Where do you want to be dropped off before I go drinking? Because I've been dealing with a very angry doggo all bloody day, and I need a drink.
Have you tried stargazing?
Not since I was a kid.
Stargazing is fun. Like, if you look over in that portion of the sky, it sort of looks like you.
He looks up. That was a mistake. You shouldn't point up when you're on somebody's head.
Oh no!
He'll catch you, it's okay. Alcohol first, then maybe stargazing.
Okay.
We'll see how many yous exist afterwards. Did somebody do a goofy?
Yes, the light pod did.
I am not doing that at full volume on stream. I appreciate you guys listening too much.
Well, we have to listen to the good girl. You're the ST.
I was trying to take a drink of water.
Oh no.
Got him.
Got him. I guess we can hand it over to Haboku.
Sure, Riv.
Yes?
Well, Haboku's just going to approach Yoji-Ju, though. if you can and find you at when you were free. Hey Asher. Remember the thing we were doing in the forest with my uh things? He'll tap his dog tags eggs around his neck.
Yes.
There wasn't enough time for us to go through it last time. Um, do you think we can do it while we're still here?
Um. Asher's gonna kind of look over at Riv, contemplating this. Look up at look around the city around us. Um, I'm not entirely certain that we've got the space and privacy to do that here.
It would be kind of hard to fit all of that anywhere. But maybe if we take it, section by section instead of doing the whole massive expansion thing. That's if you want both of us to look at it at the same time, though. I kind of don't need to expand the stuff out to look at it, but it would definitely help and would allow Asher to help.
I guess we can do that. At least if it helps figure out what happened to me to make me like, well, me.
Oh, you two gonna approach this, and what dice you gonna roll?
Yep. I mean, Riva's going to stick with his good old appraisal for his section of it, but, it's kind of just required for him to do anything useful is use appraisal with this. Granted, he actually has a bunch in all knowledge skills, but not the point.
I think I went with investigation last time. I don't remember.
Investigation feels correct. Because this isn't a medical scan.
Obviously, if you gave him a medical scan, and you would get a lot of inconclusive results.
It would certainly give some interesting stuff. I don't know if it would be helpful stuff, but it'd be interesting.
This is an ex-dog. He has joined the kennel invisible. He ceased to be.
Well, there's a 5 for Asher.
I'm gonna use a body.
I think I found where your successes went, Asher.
I think I'm gonna use another body.
Riv, we've had the talk about the resurrectionists. You can't just keep using bodies.
Come on, we have an actual necromancer with us. Of course I could keep digging up bodies to use.
He's not wrong.
Question is Lightfall, since they're only doing a smaller bit of it, and how much of it would be examined of Haboku's data.
Our quotes are diverse.
They are. They really are.
Oh. I didn't know you were running an evil campaign there, Zim.
You know, it's a survival campaign.
Yeah, we'll definitely call it that in quotation marks.
Here we go.
Hey, the kobolds needed to eat.
They ate bunnies and a spider that was fed a bunny?
Well, no, they didn't eat the spider.
Lizard ate spider, or Ibzard.
True, Ibzer did eat the spider.
Ibzard. I think how we are going to do this is Haboku, what manner of information would you like for Riv to be examining at this moment?
Hmm. I guess the baseline is how is he able to be undead right now?
Okie dokie. So, with a little bit of guidance from Haboku, with regards to kind of a general area to look in, and some assistance from the God of Death, you are able to uncover. We're going to call it the lifeline to be very, 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 very metaphorical and generous.
Understandable.
The data in these dog tags is it seems at least to be not quite puppeteering Haboku's body, but definitely convincing Haboku's body to keep going. It doesn't feel like the data is quite complete. Like I said, it's very dense, so anything could be hiding in there, but it's it is somehow both Haboku's will and exerting its will over Haboku. It's not quite like the relic that Arcus and Fulgur have, but the two would possibly be in the same neighborhood. Maybe even visiting the same ice cream trucks.
Those are words.
Ice cream.
But the condensed version of what you're able to uncover here is that Haboku probably is in what Miracle Max would call almost dead. Mostly dead. Because that's slightly alive. But you think that the effect might be somewhat somewhat defeated if the dog tags were to stray too far from the dog. Muffled, one might say. Suppressed, even.
All right. So main takeaway is absolutely do not under any circumstances let the dog tags be taken from Haboku. That's what I'm getting from this.
Well, I guess we know what's happening in the next arc.
I know, right?
I didn't say that. I want it on the record. I did not say that. But when everything does get packed in Haboku, you feel like you may have gained a little bit more understanding of yourself once you've sort of emotionally unpacked what just got packed back in. If my allergies allow me to continue speaking.
I don't think they will.
So I'm not fully dead because I'm making myself not be dead.
Basically, yeah. And then also, one of the only reasons that you aren't falling to pieces is because these dog tags are helping keep you together. Support you. However you want to put it.
It's like Haboku is a ghost who's possessing Haboku.
Well, that definitely explains a lot of why you haven't moved on to the dark area yet.
Hey,
Definitely does
sure,
explain a lot of things.
I don't remember why I was trying to. Well, why I'm doing this. I know when I woke up like this, the dog tags were really important to me.
Well, it's probably good that they were, because if they weren't, you probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. Innocent smile, tail wag.
I mean, Riv definitely isn't going to explain it more than that.
Okie dokie. And I guess that will close out that. The only lingering business from today so far is that you still have 4 victims who are slowly regaining their data, 1 perpetrator who is slowly regaining consciousness, 1 big old glitch that needs to be extracted soonish, and 2 reports that look like they're probably going to need personal attention from the group.
Yep.
I mean, Asher also needs to get back to his ritual for summoning, summoning the recruits. He also, needs to actually do stuff with the one guy's data, make a nice minion.
Understandable. So, do you guys want to get brief summaries of the reports, or, and I mean very brief summaries of the reports, or do you want to see what Asher can manage?
I mean, reports is probably a good idea,
I'm confused.
but honestly, I'm fine with either.
I'm confused by the question.
Basically, he's asking if we want to hear the reports or try and extract that glitch first.
Or do the data manipulation of Ritsu that Asher was intending to do.
Okay, reports on what, though?
The 2 reports that were sort of like blocked out for us. Not blocked out, but like being referenced? Earmarked, yeah.
Oh, the ones that Jay sent to himself.
Yeah.
Well, I say let's do that, so that way, everybody gets to get involved.
Okay. The first of the two reports is from somebody named Gomuga. It is postmarked, as much as anything is postmarked in this world, from the town of Skygate. And it is a very brief, the relevant portions to you guys, because there's a lot that's not relevant to you guys dealing with research and, some big library that he's not really being allowed into just yet. He's sure he can get in there, but he's just not being allowed in yet. But he's also hearing rumors from the town itself that some shadowy figures have been spotted out in the hangar region near some of the old ruins. And nobody seems to know who these shadowy figures are or what they're after. The other is a report from one of the DAH's field agents named Carice, who was apparently sent to investigate. Oh, come on, notes, cooperate with me.
Oh, absolutely not.
Never while I'm on screen, while I'm live.
Welcome to being an ST and a streamer. Everything goes wrong at the worst moment. Making life pepperoni. Why? Why would a thing that never fails before fail now? Because you, that's why.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni?
Pepperoni?
Fish this.
We got a pepperoni right here. Holds up Haboku.
A pepperoni?
Oh
the
my
region called
god.
who's investigating a town in Ginshadan, which is the desert region. He is reporting that, contrary to the reports that the DAH had originally received, the inhabitants of a small town in the region. Seriously. I'm going to get in a fight with this program. A town called Dunecrest are, in fact, present just, and to quote the report here, out of step.
That one down. I don't know how I feel about going to a hot area, though.
That the only opinion so far?
That's
Okay.
Volker's.
I think it was Dunecrest, D-U-N-E, but
Yes. Give me just a second and I will put the region names in the DAH chat.
They were at its step. Is it the same thing that happened to Naoki?
The report doesn't say.
I get the distinct feeling that we want to avidly avoid another researcher for a while, though, correct?
Very much so.
I'm fine going and meeting another researcher.
Very,
Hold on,
very much so.
Here, let me check this one's profile and see if he's anything like Naoki.
He is, in fact, Naoki's supervisor, the one who gave her authorization to leave.
I'm not telling Asher that. Jace's eyes just go slightly wider, and then he closes down the personnel file and goes, "No, I'm pretty sure you'd hate her."
So, which one was that?
The one by the library has the researcher. The other one is in Dunecrest.
What library?
Well, I suppose, let's go with the one where I wouldn't hate them.
Yeah, I think going to the...
Actually, why
the
would I
desert's
hate
the
them?
one without the...
What'd you say, Asher?
Why would I hate them?
I just know you better than you think I do.
Well, no, I believe you that I would probably hate them. I just want to know why.
Nothing to worry about for now. What were you saying about the desert there, Fulgur?
I'm rolling
Desert's the
insight.
one without the researcher.
Yes, the desert is the one without the researcher.
Riven's gonna start reading through the available options like on his own now, because he probably hasn't looked at this before this whole thing happened.
I think.
That's a polarizing roll.
It is. But this is insight on Jace.
Oh, hold on. Let me roll my, my very bad deception. Sure. Let's see, 3... I think 8. Nope, 7. Okay. He is not saying something to you because he knows you're going to be mad.
So, Dad?
It's been a while since you've called me that.
About as devious as Don Knotts on sodium pentothal.
What aren't you telling me?
Nothing important.
No, there seems to be something.
It might be something, but I'm still not telling you. I'm saving us from us in this particular case. Let's just put it that way.
And what are you trying to save us from?
A similar situation to the previous.
Actually, looking at these, I really want to go to Henka.
Is that the one with the researcher or the other one?
That's the one with the researcher, I'm pretty sure. Riv does not care about the researcher right now, actually.
Jace makes the face, Excalibur face.
I recently found one that I like better actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't really like heat, but I vote desert just to avoid the researcher. And what Chase said.
Counterpoint, and Riv is going to point directly at him. Henka, and a job that involves something to do with ruins. We can maybe figure out what happened with you.
Ruin.
Well, yeah, but this is one time where Riv is not just going, ooh, ruins. Instead, he is pointing directly at Folger.
I know. I'm just repeating this as though it was echoing in Volker's mind.
Yeah, but Folger's also looking at Chase like... and Chase is saying things.
Take your pick. We've got 3 really good faces in in the room.
But he's also considering the heat of the desert. But then he's also considering I have the jacket. Or the hoodie. The weighted blankie hoodie.
minor fun fact. The desert actually gets really cold at night too.
It gets super cold at night.
It gets so cold around here at night. In winter, specifically.
It gets super cold in the winter. Gee, I didn't know.
By the way, I'm putting 2 more of my favorite faces in DH.
So we've got a little bit of a variety here. We've got.
I mean, I also got where's that other one that I got? Hold on. Where's the yogurt face? I know I have yogurt face. Where's yogurt face? There's yogurt face.
That one's a classic.
That has to be intentional, right?
If it isn't, it's the funniest shit.
I don't think it's intentional. My friend sent it to me one day and went face. And now I can't unsee it.
Now I want to
I mean,
share
face is a
little
little
baby's
soul
ice
patch,
cream.
even.
Classic.
So yeah, quite the spread. We've got Yogurt, Dr. Stone, One Piece, and Soul Eater.
Soul Eater, yeah.
All
about to
excellent
judge
faces.
you.
All of them really not into this idea.
There's also a little bit of Gin Tama in case people like Gin Tama. There you go.
Oh,
You were saying,
Haboku,
Polgar.
where do you think we should go?
Who's he asking?
Volker's asking Haboku where he wants to go.
Hmm. Hmm. Whiff does make a good point. But Jace doesn't seem to want to go there. Huh?
I mean, if you all get really insistent, we can go there. I'm just saying that it might have some repercussions.
Okay, but I'm fine with some repercussions if it means getting to figure out what is even going on with him. Because, like, I've been able to puzzle out a little bit, but going there would let us figure out hopefully a lot more. And I kind of value figuring out what's going on with some of you guys pretty highly.
Yep, that's my vote. Let's go figure out what's going on.
Ace closes his eyes and goes, "You're gonna kill him. He's Nyoki's boss. The one that
Ash.
approved of me going off on his own."
Asher's face expression goes flat.
The desert is suddenly a lot more tempting, but this is still more important.
Yeah, I vote desert.
We can always pull him back, go to the desert, and he'll be back here by then, and we can go and do the other one.
Okay, I am so confused. The desert is for Arcus and Fulgur, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
If we help out Arcus and Fulgur or go down that route, it will also involve the researcher. Riv was saying that the desert being away from Asher, like having to hold back Asher from killing that guy, is suddenly a lot more tempting, but going and helping Arcus and Fulgur is a lot more important.
Okay, now I'm caught up.
That's what Riv was saying.
I found Asher's face. There you go.
Yes.
One Punch Man, serious face.
One Judgment Man. Guilty.
It is fine. I just want to talk with him. So when are we leaving?
You guys have work to do here. I will get prep work done. Send me supply lists if anybody wants anything specific. I will talk with Kino, since technically I just kind of randomly assigned myself a job because he hasn't stopped me from doing any leadership role yet, so I just keep doing it.
On the plus side, we'll have a way station.
I don't really need to know how heavy I am now.
No, I more meant like a place to stay part way through and resupply.
True.
We might actually have more than one. I'd have to look at a map and see exactly where we're going.
Can you get me that information by tonight, or are you too busy?
I probably can. Really, it'd just be super quick. I just need to actually look at a map, see where we're going, and we're almost certainly passing by. Yeah, and we're probably gonna pass right by my house.
Just give me how many places we have to stop, and I'll do provisions. As I said, message me things if anybody wants anything in specific. Otherwise, I guess we're unfortunately very done here. I will start funeral plans for this man.
Want to inform Kino about that?
I'm going to be, yes.
I mean, if it gets really bad, I could just, I guess, try and make it so that way he only interacts with me and stays far and far away from Asher.
I don't think that's gonna be an option. As Fulker's looking at Asher.
I will be talking to him.
So is this a bad time to bring up the fact that going off into dangerous areas by yourself or with minimal support is actually pretty normal for researchers?
And Jace leaves the room.
Oh.
Just because it is normal does not mean that it is okay. You yourself have been killed and or died multiple times doing just that.
Yeah, that sounds about
You
right.
know how much more you could get done if you didn't do the stupid thing? If you just took one person with you to back you up? Do ya?
Man, 6 feet under never looked so appealing right now.
I get the feeling that it would have been more difficult finding someone willing to actually go with me and stick through it than just try and do it myself.
Haboku, or not Haboku, frickin' Fulgur standing right there.
Well, yeah, but that implies that they like knew each other like all the time in past lives.
Fulgur right now has the same look he did when Asher was performing the surgery on Jace.
Because Riv is just talking about past lives right now.
You didn't manage to bring back any of the data that you died with. And I know that there are at least 30 of those lives where if you had somebody else with you, you would have been fine.
Riv is going to have like an almost visible ... expression, and then go, so you mean my notes are still in some of those ruins?
Hey, Arcus, there's a whole L in the wherever we're standing. as Haboku has now burrowed out of the room.
Fulgur's gonna look in the hole. Is there room for one more?
You just get a claw that's beckoning you to come in.
Fulgur's gonna roll into the hole.
So what I'm hearing is we're doing a fade to black, but not in the normal way.
Wait for me, I know a shortcut!
Quick, jump into the loading screen.
Scene transition, faster, faster! Oh, there we go, the NPCs are done arguing.
You know, yes, whatever notes you were able to take are probably still in there. But if you try to go get them on your own, you're just gonna wind up dead again.
Wait. I have the lantern, and that lets me look at things in the past. So if I do it right, I could have study groups with myself in the past.
Okay, one, I thought that was broken.
This is Riv, like, obviously, like, the pie in the sky having, like, this would be, like, his dream. This is not him saying something realistic in any way.
Okay, I was making sure that I didn't forget something.
As a note, I think the one person we should never allow Riv to go with into a dungeon to study things is another Riv.
Why do you think Riv immediately went, wait, if I could talk with my past self, we could come up with more ideas to try?
Okay, so one, the lantern is broken, and two, that wouldn't work anyways.
I could fix it.
And three, it only allows you to look into the past, you can't actually affect it. Which means that you cannot communicate with your past self.
I am going to counter with the entirety of the thing that was Celine. And the fact that all of the mechanisms still worked until we removed it and it broke.
I'm also fairly certain, this is not my domain, but I'm fairly certain that trying to do this with yourself will cause some kind of paradox.
Giggity.
Now, if it did that, then we could have just warned Celine about a lot of things, and then she would have been able to fix everything, and it would have paradoxed the entire issue out of existence. Considering the fact that our timeline persisted, it won't actually paradox from me doing this. In fact, it would just allow me to talk with myself.
There is absolutely no getting through to you.
Relax, you have a while until I figure out how to fix this thing, and then find places where I've died in the past in order to try and use the lantern to try and interact with myself and get all my old notes. Because if I manage to recover all the notes and all the things that I discovered by asking them, then, it all works out. And it doesn't matter that I died in there.
Okay, you know what? Go have fun.
Well, I mean, this is going to be a lot more of just a side project that I work on myself.
Good luck.
I didn't know I had a bunch of notes in ruins. I'm going to have to find those.
Asher's gonna just go ahead and leave the room. He has somebody else that he's ready to fry. He doesn't need to fry his teammate.
Folger's gonna. Has Haboku dig in and exit?
He has.
So, Haboku, where did we end up?
Lightpaw, may I request, full Anubismon form when I meet this, Naoki's boss?
Did we scare away the light paw?
Oh, there was a little laugh.
I was chuckling.
I need
There
to-
was a request to wrap this up early this week,
Yes.
though.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to call it here.
Answer your question, Fulger, or we probably just ended up in the hallway or in the basement. Who was just
Fun.
trying to get out of the room.
Fulgur and Haboku's basement adventures next time.
Oh, hey guys, did you guys know that my mentor sent a letter back?
So that night, okay.
Yeah, totally was stay okay.
Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us for the stream today. That was Data Anomaly Hunter Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel that you can also do so by grabbing some merch at zgfgaming.store, checking out our Scar system available on itch.io as well as our Discord, or just coming by and hanging out. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to check out our tabletop games on Spotify, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.